Hello, Namita, you're added.
Hello.
Hello,
Yes, sir.
you're added to the meeting. Could you hear it?
Yes.
Okay. So I'm audible and visible both. There is no problem with the audio today.
No, there's no issue.
Okay, okay.
Yeah.
Hello, sir. How
Yes,
are you?
Akia. Good evening.
Good evening, sir. Sir, one small question. Sir, for these random functions that you had shown us, you have
Yes, yes.
considered first from random.mtrand. You have imported random. So, sir, what is this numpy.random.mtrand import random? What this sentence means?
That is randomly selecting an integer number. So you'll have a different input. If your friend is using the same function, he'll have a different output. Output will
Okay,
not be same.
okay.
The numbers are all selected.
Yeah, that
Result
I
of using
understand.
the same statement, you'll have a different input.
Sir, I would request if you could send us the assignment that you are sending it to post-graduation student. I'm not a post-graduation student. I can try to do some
Okay.
assignment possible just for a
Okay, I'll
practice.
send you some assignments. I'll make you work on those assignments in the class. Also, I'll provide you some home assignments so that next day when you're coming in, you can mail me or you can show me that what assignment you have done. So I'll be sharing today at the end of the class few assignments which will include both NumPy and Pandas.
Yes, yes,
And I'll
because
mail it
what
to
I'm
everyone so everyone is
yeah,
participating and doing
yeah,
those assignments,
I'm
right?
doing some notes, but I don't know where to use them. I know how to use them now, but where I
Okay.
will use them, that is my query. Because we know,
Yes,
understand.
you will be using it when you're working on some data set. For example, if you're working in a company or an organization, suppose you're working for a company and your manager asks you to do some data analytics and submit a report. So when you're doing those particular reports and when you are analyzing your data, you'll use these concepts of NumPy and Pandas. You'll be analyzing, you'll be using an analytical skill in reporting or generating those reports and providing it to your managers, whoever higher in the hierarchy. So he or she will be impressed by your analytical skill that you did something in NumPy, something in Pandas, and you are much more efficient in analyzing the data and visualizing the data and in forecasting the data. So these are the areas where you'll be using. Today we're going to do with the Pandas, and you'll
Yeah.
see how important is Pandas, how we can import a data set, and how we can work with the data set. And then we combine NumPy and Pandas both together, right?
Okay. Fair enough, sir. No problem. I was just making a note of things
So
because
I'll
so
send
much
you
we
the
learn, we
assignment
forget.
at the end of the class. Also, I'll share the uh, code transcripts and whatever is the code that we do generally. We do a lot of exercises and classroom activities. So when you participate on those activities, you gain a lot of insight and knowledge. How you have to go about with which data set you're working, what analysis you're performing, what interpretation or inferences that it is providing. So that will be a very, very what resourceful stuff for all of you, right?
Thank you, sir.
So
Thank you.
we'll be starting with Pandas today, and we did with the NumPys. I'll share few assignments both with NumPy and Pandas to everyone, right? I hope I'm very much visible and audible to everyone. So basically, we'll start with Pandas, right? So Pandas plays a very, very important role. So let me give you some introduction about Pandas, and then we'll go into the depth, right? So we did with NumPy, okay, and today we are going to do with some portion with Pandas, and we'll be writing lot of codes and stuff. Even what we will be doing is that we will be working on a data set. So what I'll do is that I'll mail you a small data set, and you will be importing that particular data set, and then we'll be working on that given data set, which will help us to analyze and get more insights how pandas are working and what interpretation that they are providing to us. Okay, so I'll be going ahead and I'll share the screen. Is the screen visible to everyone? Let me
Yes,
share
sir.
it once more.
मतलब
Okay, so here is about the pandas which I was
no.
pandas library. So I'll just share it. We'll do some basics and then we move into the programming. I hope it is visible to everyone. Everyone can see the pandas.
Not yet.
Right? So pandas are is a library like NumPy. As we use
Yes.
NumPy, we also have libraries like NumPy, and these libraries is called as pandas. So pandas is a high level data structure tools that have been very powerful manipulation of data. So high performance, suppose in NumPy we're working on one dimensional, two dimensional array. We did matrix addition, matrix multiplication, transpose of a matrix, adding two matrix in identity matrix, then sorting the elements in a matrix using the H stack, V stack function, splitting the matrix. So we work not only with one dimensional, we are working on multi-dimensional data structure. And that gives a lot of insight how the pandas and numpys are working with, right? So basically pandas is a library which contains a high level data structure, and it also have tools that have been created to perform very powerful data manipulation. So high performance arrays and table structure, which are used for the representation of homogeneous or heterogeneous data sets, that gives a very important high performance interpretation to pandas. So pandas provide us with what? It provides us with the flexible reshaping of the data structure. So whichever the data structure that we are using, it gives us a flexible restructuring of the data structure. It is allowing us the ability to insert, delete both the columns and rows, that is in a form of tabular data. So whichever the tabular data we are working with, we can insert both rows and column, and it allows multiple label per data item that we can provide. So it has the ability to identify and fix the missing data both in the floating point and non-floating point format. So when you do data science projects, so the main thing that you guys do is that you import a data set, right? So what you do is that you'll be provided with a data set and import that data set. So once you have imported that data set, then you need to transform that data set. You have to clean that data set. So how do we clean the data set? How do we transform that data set? So we have to find out or we have to put some constraint whereby we look into some missing values or we look for certain outliers. And what we try to do is that we try to go ahead and we try to fix those things so that we will be working not only with the raw data, because the raw data which is provided to us is not in a particular order. It may have outlier, it may be having some missing values. So there are some way that we need to go ahead and we need to transform that data. So in this particular way, pandas or numpy, both the libraries gives us the capability of not only importing a data set, putting certain constraint on that data set, looking into the missing values or looking into the outliers that we are working with, right? So this is the capability that the pandas and NumPy provide us. Next, we go into why it is important to have the libraries like NumPys and pandas. Pandas containing very high level data structure, and it has got certain tools that has been created. So the data structure that the pandas provide gives us a certain powerful structured tools. Now these tools have very important data manipulation capability. So how they do the data manipulation capability? It may having the table structure, it may be having the data set in a homogeneous and heterogeneous format. We can be working on with various series or data frame objects. So what are the series and data frame object? I'll be discussing it through coding also. And it also provides us providing a flexible reshaping of the data structure. So the data structure that we are working on with, we can provide a flexible reshaping of the data structure that allows or that provides the ability to insert and delete both the columns and rows of tabular data. So what it provides, you can both delete or you can both rearrange the column data from that particular data structure. So these are the some capabilities that your pandas data set when you are working on. Then how provides us with the data interpretation. So how we can interpret our data, how we can read our data, what inferences that we can generate from our data set. So these are basically the one which the NumPys and Pandas provides us. The next very important thing that we will be looking into, why it is important to have a Pandas. So because we use data sets. The data sets can be in a form of a CSV file. CSV file is the comma delimited files. I'll show you what is a CSV file, how we can import a CSV file using a pandas, and how we can read a CSV file. So you can also provide built-in supports to retrieve and parse data from various web-based data sources. So pandas gives us that particular flexibility up which the NumPy does not provide us. So it's quite dynamic as compared to NumPy, because pandas can be worked on different index data, and it can support different data structures to pandas. So basically NumPys and pandas, they both side. One is left hand, the other one is the right hand. Now this is a small dummy code in pandas where we import the library NumPy, and when we import the libraries pandas, and we try to create a series, or we try to create a data set. So I'm demonstrating all this practically rather than theoretically on a Google Colab, and you all can do those practical side by side, or those assignments side by side, understand how the pandas both are working, and what type of manipulation that we can do with the data set. So we can find out how the numpys and pandas can provide us with these additional flexibilities that we are trying to use, right? So this is what we we will try to figure out. So in Py, we use NumPy as NP. So I'm opening a Google Colab window so that you can uh, and we can write code on NumPy and on pandas, and we can see how the NumPys and pandas are working with respect to each other. Miss, what type of window you are opening? With all of you, and you all can work side by side. You can also open your Google Colab or your uh, program editor where you can write these codes, and you can check out how working on different series with pandas or with NumPy, right? So it's opening up. Just give me a moment. Now I'll go ahead and share my screen. Is this screen visible to everyone? Everyone can see it? Yes? Is the screen visible? Yes, Abdul, could you see?
No, sir. No, sir.
No, sir. Sir,
Let
today
me
your
share.
voice is also too much break in between.
Okay, 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 okay. I'll change the audio set with a minute. Hello, am I audible now?
Yeah. Now,
Working on both with NumPy, how these other tools will help us in identifying or in providing the output that we can do. So I'll take a new workbook over here with fresh code window. So you all can the screen. Can you see the screen? Okay, so we import NumPy as NP and we'll import pandas as PB. So generally we do that. So we'll be importing NumPys as PB and we'll import pandas as import. So generally what we do, we write import NumPy as NP and import pandas as PD. Is it visible to everyone? Yes.
So we cannot see the screen, the Google Glass screen.
You cannot see the screen. Let
Yeah, we can only see the
me
presentation,
share
sir.
the code. Is the window visible now?
No, sir. Yes.
Everyone can see the code window.
Yes, sir.
What is that we are trying to do is that we try to import NumPy and the pandas. Now what we are going to do is that importing NumPy and pandas, and then what we are trying to create, we try a data series using the NumPys and pandas. So how is the data series look like? Basically, when you work on NumPys and pandas, so what we are trying to create, we try to create a particular series or a structure. So basically, what type of series or what type of structure that we like to create. So general syntax that we provide over here is like this: import NumPy as NP, import pandas as PD from pandas as PD, that is from pandas dot. We're going to import what? We'll be trying to import a data frame. So there are two series that we are working is with the NumPy series and one is with the pandas series. Now there is some variable or there are some particular constants that we like to from the series.
I'm so sorry to interject, sir, but you're not at all audible. Your voice is breaking in between. Could any of the students confirm if they're able to hear the professor?
You are right, madam.
Actually, yeah, there is many interruption in coming in between.
Okay.
Yeah.
So on here it's set. So here we write data. So what is the data set that we wish to import in the panda series? So we need to
Hi, sir.
basically
I'm so sorry
provide
to interfere. This is Namita here. So your voice is really breaking. I mean, there are a lot of
okay.
disturbance in between, so even the students are not able to hear you well. So could you please check your network, the connectivity once again?
Hello, am I audible now? Is the voice coming okay?
You can maybe start taking the session, and if there are any disturbance in between, definitely I'll let you know.
So now you are not audible.
So we were discussing with NumPys
So
and
the echo sound is coming.
okay, let me just check it once.
So it's echoing your voice. I mean, there's some echo out there. So can you just check on that as well?
Okay, I just checked the device setting. Is it still echoing? Hello, is the voice still echoing?
Yes, sir, still.
Okay, let me check this. Just give me a moment, please. So, is it okay now?
No.
Just give me a moment. Hello? Hello, am I audible now?
Yes, now. Yeah.
Now is the voice is okay? Okay,
Yeah.
okay. So I hope now it is got it sorted out little. Yes, I've changed the settings. Now basically we were discussing, is the screen visible? Is the screen visible to everyone?
Yes, sir. I think remaining two are not responding.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Up and okay.
Okay, okay, Aparna.
Yes, sir.
Now,
Joining.
okay, we were discussing about numpys and we were discussing about pandas. So basically, in numpys, we can see that we can create an array. Now, but we can do a lot of things with pandas also, and we can import numpys as pandas as PD. So suppose we have taken both of them. Now, what we try to do is that here we try to frame a data set, a sequence or a particular series, which will provide us how we can create a sequence, or that will give us an idea how we can work out with the particular series using panda. So here suppose we try to create a series or a data set with the pandas. So basically we will be writing code like this. I hope I'm audible and you all can hear properly. Now, what is this we are doing is that we are trying to create a series with pandas. So, what is the series that we are trying to create? It's a particular series which will have two value. One, it will have the calories, and the second one, it will be having the duration. Yes, Abdul, are you there? Abdul and Khalid. I think Khalid and Abdul has joined with us.
Hello,
Yes,
good.
Khalid. Good evening, Khalid. So basically, what we have just started up, we were just discussing about numpys and pandas. And in pandas, what we have started up with is that can we get a particular series with the pandas that we are working out with. So generally, when you work on numpys and pandas, you're working on a different data set and you're working on different series that you wish or that you desire to generate, right? So what are the series that we can generate with pandas? We'll see each one of these series one by one. So here what we are trying to do is that we're creating a particular series and we
Professor, I cannot hear you. I don't know if it's just me or everyone else as well. Can
working out
others?
with. So one is for the Panda series and another one is for the NumPy series. So these two series that we are working out with will give us a particular interface how our NumPy is can see that there are two different series or data different series or data set that we are working with. One is the data where we have the calories and the duration. So if we print here data, just the data that we are working on with. So suppose we print data here. So what we get? We'll get the values, the corresponding values for the data that we are dealing with. So here in this case, we have taken the values, those values, and we are getting the output as per the inputs that we have provided. So here we have data and calories. You can also add one more series as per your choice. Suppose this is BMI and you can add values for BMI. So what you have, you got three different series that you have generated using the pandas. So here in this case, we are getting the series 1, the series 2, and the series 3. So we are creating three different series using pandas. Now we can also index this series that we have created. So how and in what way we can go ahead and we can index these series that we have created for the NumPy and for the Panda. So we'll be looking into that particular aspects how and in what form we are going to index these series created for NumPy and for pandas. So pandas can provide us with multiple series and sequence that we can work out with. Is this clear? Are we all on same? Okay, can you create a series and are using NumPy and pandas? Basically, the series will be having the numbers that will be the student serial number, name, and grade. You'll have to create a series using pandas having 3 to 4 details about the student. The first one will be the roll number, second one will be the name, and the third one will be your other details such as the class and the other details that you can see. Is this clear? Am I audible? So can you create a series using pandas having different information? Yes, Hassan. Could you do that?
Yes. Hi, Dr. Sanat. I think actually there was a lot of echoes. I'm not sure if am I the only one hearing that.
Okay, is a lot of echoing going there?
Yes, yes, I can hear you.
Yes, lots of
Double.
Is it
echo in your
Noise.
voice. It's not clear.
is it okay now? Is the echo stopped?
Yes.
Yes. Now it stopped.
Now it stopped. Okay. Okay. So it was with Mac and Windows conflicting device setting. Fixed it up. So basically, we were discussing to create a sequence or a series using pandas. So basically, this sequence will be following these series which we are looking into. So the series will have different information. Could you do that? Could you try to form a series using pandas having information about a student? Yes, are we all on same page?
Sir, can you please type the question? It will be easy for us as your voice were echo earlier.
Okay, I'm typing. Create pandas using information about student having student ID, name, address, and location. So the information that you feed in is for 5 students. So for 5 students, you need to go ahead and feed this information into the pandas and display the series, how it looks. Do it now and share your code window or the output. So this is a very small example how we can create a data set or a series using pandas. I'll give one more example over here where you can see we have the pandas series for cars. We have the car type and the passing. Are you all doing this? We like to create.
Yes, sir.
So we like to create a table using pandas. That is pd dot data frame my data set. The data set will have the values that you provide in the series. Are you all getting this, guys?
Yes, doing, sir.
Sir, I tried, but I'm getting some kind of syntax error. I'll just send it across to you.
You can share your screen
Yeah.
and show me what type of error you are getting.
Sir, is this right? Because this time we are making use of strings. So
Yes.
we double
Let
quoted.
me I cannot see your screen, Aparna. Could you share the code in the code window? Okay, you have shared. Already shared. Okay, you have to give the string in the double quotes and the name that you have specified within the class. So there is a syntax error. So name. First we take the name. So name is a character or a string. So Aparna, you have taken all the character in double quotes, but the numbers don't match. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. The second one, again you have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And the third one, again you have the 5 index. But the thing is that you use single quotes rather than double quotes on roll number class. No space between roll and number, because it will take it two different variable. Actually, it is one variable. So
Let me try.
Yes, and it should be in the single quotes rather than in double quotes. That is name, roll number, and class. Third thing, you check the indent, the spacing from the beginning.
Okay.
Okay, Khalid has done very good. Khalid has got the information. Very nice. And who has done that? Khalid has shared the code window. Aparna has shared the code window. What about Abdul, Sanjeevni, and Hassan? Do this one. Share what you are getting in spite. If you're getting a error also, you can rectify it.
Professor,
Yes.
is sort function something can be used with the data frame?
We can use the sort function, but not with the data frame. It will be with the NumPy series that we are creating within the data frame.
Okay. Okay, so there are ways for us to be able to access each array within the data frame,
Yes,
right?
yes,
Okay.
yes.
Okay, thanks.
It's not one. You're working with different series inside the data frame. Now, what we can do is that the series that you have created, you can also index those series. So I'll show you how to index the series that you have created. So whichever the index that you provide, the series will be displayed accordingly.
Sir, I'm not getting this. Why Khalid has added 1 comma Shantanu, 2 comma Aparna, 3 comma Sanjeevani?
He's giving the index, the student ID. So Shantanu, student ID 1, Aparna, student ID 2, and so on. Now he is giving a pair of value.
But
One,
if I don't put one, sir, if I don't put one, it should work, right? So
yes, it should work. Is it working?
no, sir, it's not working for me. Let me see. Okay.
You do it like this. You can put without any number. Just the symbol. 1, 2, 3, 4. As we have provided.
And let me add one more. It's not taking my names. I put name first. It's not taking.
Could you share the screenshot of your
Yes.
code window?
I just what I did. I just deleted everything and only put class.
Okay.
1 minute. Let me see.
There may be some indent or spacing. Just check that.
I think, if you allow me, Professor, I think the problem is with the name class. It may be a reserved name, Aparna. So can you change class to something else?
Oh yeah, that's.
It's a keyword. Classes predefined.
Oh, okay.
Just use students or anything. That should maybe help.
Yeah, then I will try. Okay. Thank you, Khalid. Thank you. Yeah, it works. Thank you. Yeah, it works. Thank you. Thank you very much.
Okay. Now you all can give index like this. So whichever the series that you're working on pandas, you can give index. So you have XYZ, that is the index to the series A, which has got the value 172. So we create a series with index.
So can you have to create it, sir, or you're
Yes, you have to create it. You have to create an index for a series. So this is how we create index for a series. Also, we can provide a key value pair. So a key value and a pair can be obtained. How elective? So we can add a key value pair like this. So you can see day 1, the calorie burn, day 2, the calorie burn, day 3, the calorie burn. And when we do PD.series of the calorie, it shows the key value pair.
sir, we cannot see your collapse screen.
It's not visible.
No.
Let me share. Is it visible now? Could you see the collapse?
Yeah. Yeah.
So first one, we did a data frame. That is what we have used my data set. Second one, we did with pandas. Here we use PD.series and we have indexed it with X, Y, Z. Third one, what we have done, we have created a panda series with a key value pair. And then we have displayed the pandas series with the key value pair. Is the screen visible? You all can see?
We can, and we're also hearing the echo again. But can you scroll down to where the series is created
Yes.
in code?
Yes. I'll go to the
index.
Index. Yes, this one. This is basically, can you see the index, everyone? Is the index visible?
Yes, I can see
Which
it
one
now.
is A is equal to 1-7-2, right? That's the index one, right? Yeah.
Yes.
Just wait a minute, sir. Just keep.
So we're creating an index that will be added to the series. Okay, and for the previous series that we created, can we not select one of the existing arrays in the dictionary and make it an index?
Yes, you can. You
Okay.
can select. It's basically just showing that a particular series that we have created can be indexed in this way, and that is what is we provide it as an index, right? And this is a key value pair, and what we can import with the key value pair is that we can add the index with the key value pair. How we can do that, I'll tell you.
2 minutes. Huh?
We added, this is a key value pair day 1 And then we have added D1 and D2 as an index with the key value. So first we have taken the key value pair, and then we can add index to the key value pair. Abdul has done something. Yes, Abdul, very good.
So I tried to use the student ID as the index,
Mhm.
but as you can see, I'm getting not a number.
Okay, the index value that you have provided, Khalid, it's taking a null value, because what we are providing a key value pair. So here it is not getting, so it's giving a null object it is returning. You can see in the output.
Sir, can we go up a little bit by the index one, because we want to
Yes,
just.
yes. Is it visible? Everyone can see the index.
Yeah.
Now, if
So
I
why
take
are we-
another value, suppose I'll take another series as B, and I'm taking some values here, right? 30,
why-
54, and 22, and 20, 30, for 78, right? Now, if I take another variable, for instance, I'll take my var2 is equal to pd dot series, and here what is the value we have taken? B comma index. Now here I'm taking a different index altogether. So the index value we are taking is red, green. We're taking a color code, red, green, orange. So the index here is different from the one that we have taken earlier. So if I run it, you can see the index will have a different range of values. So that you can print it here. If you print where my var2, my var2, you will find that there are different values assigned. Red 233, green. Means you can create your own series, and you can add index to all the series that you have created. Indirectly means we can create our series, and we can go ahead and we can add index to the series that we have created. So this is how we created a series. We created an index, and we added a series and index, and what we can see, we can find it in this particular way, right? But the main idea of us is to create a data frame where we may have not only one series, where we can have multiple series. And what we can do is that we can load the data frame. So what is the idea is that instead of working on individual series, we try to create a data frame which is a multi-dimensional structure. Instead of working on one particular series, we will be working on a data frame that will be not only having one series, that can have multiple series. And when we work on the multiple series, we can see what is the output that we are getting from. So it's the idea is not working on one single series. The idea is on working on multiple series that creates a data frame. And then you load the data frame. So when you load the data frame, you get all the information about the individual series that you have created, right? So what you get, you can get the information about the individual series that you have created when you load the data frame. So when you load the data frame, you will have a lot of ideas about the individual series that you have created, and how these series can work on with, and what type of value that you are getting.
can you go down a little bit after that? After this, what you have shown? I just missed it.
Yes, I'll go. So what we have done here is that we created two different series here, and suppose we created a key value pair, means the series calorie has got the key value pair. As you must have done basic Python where you have done data dictionary. So in data dictionary, what you use a key value pair. You have done list, you have done data dictionary, you have done tuple, you have done mutable and immutable object in basic Python, right? So you
Yeah.
basically know what is a key value pair. So day one, you have a value, day two you have a value, day three you have a value. So what exactly we are trying to create a series using a pandas, and the series that we display will be having a key value pair. That is what is the target. What is the target is getting a series, and the series providing us with a key value pair. So that is the basic target of creating that particular series and representing that particular series in the output.
Thank you. Thank you, sir.
We can create series with a key value pair, which is very important, so that we know which particular key value pair that we are using in a given series and how that key value pair is working, right? So these are small series which we are creating, and we are trying to display these series in the output, which gives us an idea about the series, the data that we are using, and the index that we are providing. Then we'll be also doing with a lot of information. Is we can not only create one series, we can create multiple series, and then we can identify which particular element in that series that we will be working on with, and how to get about those particular element, right? Everybody getting this key value pair and the series and the data frame that we are basically we are using the series, and we are also trying to give index to that particular series, and we create a series with the key value pair. So everyone has done this code. Could you share the code window on the chat box, please?
So that means if by making a tuple, you're making converting into a series. This is what you're trying to do by in Panda.
Yes, yes.
Okay.
So what we can do is that we can display the data frame and the series that we are working on with. I hope everyone is getting it and they're sharing the code window. So we know that you are at par with, or you can, Hassan has also shared. I can see the coding that he has done. Very nicely written, very nicely. Then who is this? Khalid has shared. Very good, Khalid. Khalid has created a dictionary with the key value pair, and then he has used that dictionary in the Panda series. Very nice. Very good. Very creative. Then this is who's done this one. Okay, Sanjeevni's also done an excellent job. Good, Sanjeevni. Aparna, are you doing this? Yes. I hope everyone is doing and trying and giving honest effort, right? Very nice. Aparna has also done. Good, Aparna. Very nice. All of you are doing a good job. Excellent. Everyone doing this? Very nice. I can see your effort in the chat box, right? Wonderful job. A wonderful job done by everyone. Very nice. This is also very nicely done. Excellent. Who's done this one? Let me check. This is Aparna has done. Very nice, Aparna. Khalid, very good. Sanjeevni, excellent. She's also done it. Very nice. She's taken multiple series and then she's created a data frame out of it. Very, very good. So everyone is understanding it. So everyone is getting it. Yes.
Yes, sir.
Sanjeevni has done this. Good. Everyone is finding. Very nice. Good. Very nice. Shall we proceed further?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Now we did with this series data frame in pandas. So there is one very important thing in pandas that we all should know is that pandas also provides us with a multiple data frame and multiple series. So basically it gives us a structured layout like a standard CSV file that looks like a CSV file that looks like with a multiple row and column. So pandas can provide us with a data frame which will have different rows and column. It's just like a table. It's just like displaying a table value and getting the output of that particular table value. So how that particular table value looks like, let us have a brief idea. So for example, if we want to create a panda data frame or a series where we wish to create three different series. Suppose you import NumPy, you will import pandas, and what you like to do is that you like to display the dates, the temperature in two different cities, that is one in Dubai and one in Sharjah. And also you want to compare the temperatures that is in Dubai and in Sharjah, and also you want to display the difference. So what I'll show you is that we not only work with different series, but we can perform some operations on those series. Let me go to the code window. So here we are creating two different series. If you can see the code window, here we have created a series with date. So the date series has got a date in a given range, right? And then you have the temps1 and temps2. So temps1 and temps2 is the panda series which has got the index with the date. Now we display the data frame which has got the first series for the city Dubai with the temperature date wise, and the second series for the city Sharjah with temperature date wise, and we display. So I'll run the code, then you can see what exactly we are trying to do. So what we have created two series with date. So the date is a series that takes the date in a given range. So it starts from 3, 4, 3, 5, 3, 6, 3, 7, 3, 8, and 3, 9. So this is basically the temperature series with the Dubai and Sharjah. So we have created two series, and these series have been indexed with respect to the date. So we have taken date. Now we have the temperature for the city Dubai on those particular dates, and we have the temperature for the city Sharjah on those particular dates. Now what we wish to do, we wish to calculate the difference in the temperature between the city Dubai and Sharjah. So how we can create a particular series which provide us with the difference. So basically it will be providing us the difference in this particular way, so that we get the difference in the temperature of Dubai and Sharjah. So this is the temperature for the TEMF with the first series for Dubai with a different range of temperature. The second series is for Sharjah, which has got different temperature, and the third series gives us the difference in the temperature between the series Dubai and Sharjah. So what we are working with, we are working with the multiple series, and we are able to index the row or the column, and then we are able to display that particular column from the series which we have created, and all these series are indexed. Are you getting it? So there are two
This
series.
is so complicated. Can you break this in bits, like, and then show us?
Yes. Suppose first you forget, I'll put all this in comments, right? This lines in comments. I'm
Yeah.
putting this in comments so that you know which line is doing what and why we are writing. That should be very important. That is very important to understand. So I put all this in comments. So we are not executing this, right?
Yep.
So I have given it a comment over here. Now the first three lines, this you understand very well. It is creating a numpy series, a panda series. Now pd.data range, this is a function. This is a function that is defined. I mean, this is a particular function defined within the pandas library. So pandas library has a function. You can see, if you put this thing above it now, so you see there is the date time index function which gives you the date within a given range, starting date and the end date. So you have taken a date which starts and which stops. So it starts from 3-4, 3-5, 3-6, 3-7, 3-8, and it goes to 3-9. So the dates are from 3-4, 3-5, 3-6, 3-7, 3-8, and 3-9. So how many dates we are taking? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 dates. It starts from 3-4, 3-5, 3-6, 3-7, 3-8, 3-9. Okay. Now for each date there are temperatures. So we are taking a series temperature which is indexed by date. We have taken index for each series. I have shown you how we can take the index. Here we have taken the index. See, X, Y, Z, red, green, orange. So instead of taking the index red, green, orange, we are taking the index as date. So I'm putting the pointer above index. So that shows that there are 6 dates which are indexed for the first series, that is temperature 1 or temp 1. There are 6 dates which are indexed for the second series, that is temperature 2. So there is a temperature 1 is one series, temperature 2 is the another series, and both the series are having the index dates. So what are these series are taking? These series are taking the dates as an index. So we have 6 dates for Dubai, we have 6 dates for Sharjah, and we have the temperature that was in the city of Dubai and Sharjah on those specific dates. Now we want to display what? We want to display the temperature for both the cities Dubai and Sharjah. So how we can do that? We have to use the key value pair, that is the Dubai and the temperature in Dubai, or for Sharjah and the temperature in Sharjah. Now I know what I'll do is that I'll just put this line in comment and I'll show you what these lines are doing. Wait, I'm putting all these in comments and I'll explain if we execute these lines what they are doing, right? So I put all these things in comment like this. Now we have the temperature, this one. This is a data frame which provides us with what? This is a data frame which provides us with the temperature in Dubai, and this is the data frame that gives us the temperature for the city Sharjah. So if I want to display, if we want to display simply the date and the temperature in the city Dubai and Sharjah. So if I write, if we do temp PDF, so what it will do, it will display the dates only for these two cities, Dubai and Sharjah. Is it clear till here? Is it clear? Should I zoom it a little bit? Is it visible to everyone?
Yeah.
So what we have done here, we have created two series, and these series are indexed with dates, and we are displaying the series temps 1 and temps2. But the series temps1 is for the city Dubai. The series temp2 is for the city Sharjah. Now, if I want to only display the temperature for the city Dubai on those days, I don't want Sharjah. I only want the temperature for the city Dubai. So we can do that, right? So I'm putting this on comment, and I'm putting this on comment, and I am executing this one. So you will see that we'll only get the temperature for the city Dubai.
Hmm.
Are we getting the temperature for city Dubai?
Yes, sir.
Now we want the temperature for the city Sharjah. So I'll just uncomment this line so we can see the temperature which is indexed day wise can be displayed for both the city Dubai and Sharjah. First one is for Dubai and the second one is for Sharjah. Are you getting the output?
Yes, yes. What is the frequency D?
Which one? Frequency?
If you go below the output for when you print the series for Dubai, there is
Yes.
frequency D, name Dubai, data type. So is this referring to the date range?
Yes, date range is for the date range that we have used 34, 35, 36, 37, 38, and 39. So
But
we
what
got
is
the
D from?
frequency. D is the number of entries that we have. Basically, we have 6 entries, that is the date. D is the frequency for the date and for the name of the city, Dubai and Sharjah. So for Dubai, we have 6 dates, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Even for Sharjah, we got 6 dates and we got their temperature recorded in the series temps1 and temps2. So when we do temp df, so temp df gives us those particular data for both the city, Dubai, and for Sharjah.
Sir, can we practice this and then we can go with the further this, because the we have to make the code, we have to still get into this.
Yes, yes. So should I share the code in the chat box? This one?
Yes, sir.
Please,
Yeah.
please.
I'm sharing it in the
Yes,
chat.
please.
Okay, I'm sharing this code on the chat box. So
So
just go
slowly,
through.
slowly. Oh, yeah.
Uh,
Phase
yes,
by
it
phase we will understand. Otherwise, it's too much.
Yes, yes, because this is quite conceptual. You see, we are not working with one series, we are working with multiple series, and these series are then indexed. Let me repeat once more. We are not working with one series, we are working with multiple series, and these series are indexed with dates, right? So whether we are working on Dubai or whether we are working on Sharjah, these are two separate series and these series are indexed date wise, right?
Hmm. So can we try it, sir?
Yes, you all try. You all
Okay,
try.
sir.
Do it right now. So
Thank
once
you.
you try and once you are through, just put it in the chat box that the output what you have got from the code, right? So that I'll
Yes.
know that you all have done it, right?
Thank you. Thank you, sir. Sir, in this case, data range is one of the function and data
Yes,
is also a function. Is it?
yes, yes, yes.
Okay. The PD data series you showed us how to make the data series. Sir, index is also a function over here, or how it is?
Index is basically the date. The date has got 6 values. So index, instead of taking the number 1, 2, 3, 4 or red, green, blue, yellow, we are taking the date. So previous code, if you see Aparna, we have taken the index X, Y, Z here, or red,
Yeah.
or green, orange. So instead of taking red, green, orange or X, Y, Z, we have taken the date in a given range. That starts from 3, 4, 3, 5, 3, 6, 3, 7, 3, 8, 3, 9. So we have taken 6 dates. Why 6 dates? Because we have temperature only for 6 days for Dubai and Sharjah. That we want to display, right?
Mm-hmm. So now here the date range you have taken is only for 6. We can take it for years also, right? So means
Yes, you
and
can
this
take 30, you can take 30 if you have got 30 days temperature or a temperature for full 1 month. You want to see the temperature for Dubai and Sharjah for last 1 month. Then you can take 30 days and your date range will be 30 and the values will be 30 for that particular date range. So you can see the temperature
okay.
for Dubai and Sharjah for last 30 days, right?
Okay, fine, sir. I'm getting some problem. Let me see. Okay, sir. Thank you. Understood the code now.
Yes, yes, that's very important. My idea was to let you explain how we can work with multiple series and index, right? So we have two series and we have two index, and we can work with series 1, series 2. At the same time, we can work with the index 1 and index 2 with the same index in both the series, right? For example, if you take this code and if you can restructure it a little bit, I'm going to the another code window, a fresh one. You just see this one. Here we have taken calories, right? And here we have taken a data frame with calories and the duration. So in both the cases, you can see in the first series, you are only getting the calories. That is the key value pair. But in the second series, you get the calories with the index. So you get the calories with index 0, 1, 2.
Do you
So the
want
first series, so this is how we are working with multiple series. MyWare is the first series, MyWare 1 is the second series. Here we are taking two series, temps 1 and temps 2 for Dubai and Sharjah. And we are taking an index as a temperature, which is common for both the cities, right?
Yep.
So this is how we are working with multiple series and multiple data range in those particular series. And what we are trying to do now is that we will be using the iLog function. Log function is very, very important in Panda series because it gives you the location of the data in a given series. So what we try to do is that we try to work with the log function so that we know which particular data in which particular series we are referring, right? So we'll do that. So once you complete it, everyone is through with this one. We start with the log function and we'll see how the log function will be represented and how it helps us in the selection of a given particular series. Is everyone through with this thing? Is everyone apart from Aparna, Khalid and Sanjeevni, everyone is completed with this temperature in Dubai and Sharjah?
Yes,
Ma'am, sir, I'm getting some, I don't know, some indent errors.
Okay, you can share your error window, not an issue, on the chat box, right?
I don't know what I did. No, don't get wrong. I don't know what I did. Sir, anything wrong in the temps 1, temps? Same thing I have written. And why there is a change?
Temps 1, temps 2, let me check. This is the Aparna's code, okay?
Yeah.
Aparna, let me check your code. Here you have written temp1 is equal to pd dot series. Then you have given the index as, you have taken date or dates. What is the index that you have taken? Have you taken date or you have taken dates?
Dates, I've put dates is equal to pd dot date dot range, na sir?
Ha. So pd dot series you have done correctly. Have you given a square bracket and a rounded bracket there? Just see the syntax once. You had given a square bracket, fine. So have you taken 6 values? 1, 2, 3. You given 5 values, Aparna. Your date is 6 and your value is 5. It doesn't match with the value and the
Yeah,
date.
sorry, sir. Sorry.
So your index is 6 and your value is 5. So how will that execute? Will
Yeah,
give you an
yeah,
error, right?
you told us. Yeah, sorry, sir. Yeah, it's coming. Thank you.
Everyone is through with this thing. I think Sajivni is still doing. Khalid has done. Abdul, are you doing this
I'm
thing?
done, sir. Yeah.
Okay, everyone is done. Okay. Now, next thing that we are coming with is the very important part of the pandas. That is the location. How you locate your row. How do you locate your column in a given series? Because how do you know which particular location you are referring to? It's very important, because in a series what you have is that you have a large number of rows and columns. So we need to know which particular location actually we are referring, is which column or which row we are referring in the given series. So how do we take these particular index, which gives us an idea about, so let us first create a data frame, and then we try to address that data frame with the location of the values that we are trying to refer. So I'm going fresh in a code window. Now this is a data frame. We have already created this data frame and loaded this data frame. So once you run the data frame, you see this output, right? You got the index 0, 1, 2, and you got the two series. One is for calories and one is the duration of the workout. So basically these are the two series. But what we are interested right now is that we are not interested in the series and the data frame. We are interested in the location, means which row that we are displaying, what is the row index, what is the value in a given row that we will refer to. So if we print here like this, means instead of going like this, if I print like this, df. So what we are printing over here is that we are printing print df dot lock of 0. So lock of 0 means the location which will lock of 0. Df will print df dot lock dot lock of 0. LOC lock of 0. So what does this mean? So it will be referring to a particular location, right? So which particular location it will be looking for? So we are giving df dot lock of 0. So let us see what output we get. So we are getting for the calories, and first column for the calories and for the duration. I'll put all the previous printf as comment so that doesn't interfere or give us ambiguous results. So I'm not printing all this. We only are interested with the location part. Okay. So if I run the code over here, what you all can see over here, it we get the first column 420 and 50 from calories and location. But if I change this, means instead of this, if we write like this, that means instead of printing this, if we print that we want df dot location, where is that data? Suppose I'm writing, we created this data frame, right? Now I want to print df dot log of 1. So what is the output that we are going to get? Is it the same output that we are going to get? Are we going to get some different output? If it is a different output, then how it appears? Look carefully.
Yeah.
We are getting the second column, the elements in the column second, right? Now, if we change it to, instead of 1, if I make it 2, so what is happening? The location is again changed. We are getting the third column. So the first column, second column, and third column, we are able to access. What we are able to access? The location of the data frame DF. So 0, 1, 2 will give us what? It will provide us with the row index 1, row index 2, row index 3. Again, I am repeating. 0, 1, 2. Lock, data frame dot lock of 0 will refer to row index 1. Data frame dot lock of 1 will refer to the row index 2. df dot lock of 2 will refer to the row index 3. So we are getting different index for row depending on the data frame that we are trying to select or the index that we are trying to select. So suppose if I change the index like this, then what will be the output that we will get? How I am going to change the index? Suppose I will write df dot log 0, 2. So I will be getting the output with the data frame over here. So what is the change? Okay, we have to take the index range within that particular data frame. It cannot go outside the data frame. So I've
One.
taken 0, 1. So it
Then
should provide us with the index df dot lock of 0 we have got. So instead of df dot lock of 0, I've taken 0, 1. So I have to give it in two different bracket because it has got two square brackets are needed because there is a particular double dimension attached to it. Suppose like this. And if I run the code, or if we run the code, are we getting the output now?
Yeah.
So what we have changed here, so instead of giving the one row index, we are giving the two different row index. That is a row index 1, that is for 0, the row index 2, that is 1. So instead of one row index, here the row index is more than 1. So 0 is for the first row index and the 1 is for the second row index. So what we have got? We have got lock or the location for two different row index. Is it clear? Are we getting?
Actually, Professor, not very clear. So what is DF? Where is the data frame on the screen?
Okay, Khalid, see here. Here we are creating a data frame. Can you see the code here? In this code, what we have created, we have
Okay.
created a data frame. Now, what we are trying to do is that we are trying to load that data frame. So the data frame has got two series. One is the calorie series, and the
Yeah.
second one is the duration series. Have you got
Okay.
this? The
Yes, yes,
data
it's clear now. I didn't see data frame as unidentified data type. That's why I was a little confused, but it's clear now. Thank you.
it's clear.
Yeah.
Now what we are trying to address, we are trying to address the row index. So whichever the row that we are selecting for the given data frame, that particular row is displayed in the output, right? So whichever the row we are trying to address for the given data frame, that particular row is being displayed in the output.
Okay. And LOC stands for location, right?
Location.
C stands for the location for the
Okay.
given row index that we wish to provide. Now I'll
So
give you one more example over here with the same data frame and with different index, and how do we access the value of the data frame with different index. So here is the code window. You can see here we have the data frame pandas we have created a data frame, loaded the data frame. Now we use the df.load, that is for the index day 2. This is for the index day 1. This is for the index day 3. Now I run the code, then you see how the lock function is giving that data frame which is loaded for index 0, for index day 1, for index day 2, and for index day 3. So we are getting the data frame for index day 1, we are getting a data frame for index day 2, we are getting a data frame for index day 3. So are we getting the data frame for different index that we have provided?
Yeah.
Hmm.
So it is also giving us the index row wise. This was also providing us the index, but the way we are referring it is a little bit different. Here we are not referring in day 1, day 2, but here we are referring with the index day 1, day 2, and day 3. So the log function here is referred to the named index. Here it is not referring to the name index, referring to the row index 0, 1, 2. But he is not referring to the row index 0, 1, 2. It is directly referring to the index for which the data frame is loaded, and the name of the data frame is df. That is what is the lock function is doing. Lock function plays a very important role in indexing, slicing, and dicing up pandas. Slicing and dicing means which particular row, which particular index, which row, one first row or the last row, which index, first index or the second index or third index. So we can do slicing and dicing on the pandas with respect to the index, as we did in NumPy. So we did the slicing and dicing in NumPys with the index. Similarly, log function will allow us to do slicing, dicing, and indexing on pandas. Just we have done the same in the NumPy. So we did with the slicing, dicing, indexing on NumPys. We can also do the same slicing, dicing, and indexing on pandas. Is it clear? Are we all on same page, guys? Slicing, dicing with index, as we have done on NumPy, we can do the slicing, dicing with pandas. So what we did with NumPy, we can do the same thing with pandas. That means we can find out the slicing, dicing, and indexing, and how it goes about from one index to another, and what are the various parameters that it can support, right?
Okay, sir.
So everyone is getting this slicing, dicing with numpys and with pandas. So we did slicing and dicing. Similarly, we can do slicing, dicing, and indexing. Now, very important function that you did in numpys is random and randit function, which will randomly generate a particular range of numbers. So can we mix up the random function of numpy with the series in pandas, and then we can count the series for the numpys and the pandas using this random function, and we create a data frame, and then we load that data frame. It's very small code, but it is very conceptual. Let me go through that. Okay, now here you see we have numpy as np, we got pandas as pd. Now we create a data frame here, basically from the series. The first series s1 using the random function, it takes the random value, and the size of the series is 10. And the second series, basically the series S1 has a value count. So value count means it will count the numbers starting with generated from 0 to 9. And then what we do, we load the data frame, that is pd.data frame, using the numpy random series, that is between 10 comma 5, and then we print that particular series. Can you see, guys, how it is coming, the output? It's
Yeah.
first giving 0, 1 to 9. That means the 10 values, okay, in the range 0 to 7, randomly selected. So that is your series one that when you print. Then you put a count, that is the count goes s1 dot value dot count, and then you get 0, 1, 2, 3, 4. So you have a count of 5 in column, and you got a count of 10 in rows. So it is 10 comma 5. So 10 rows and 5 column, right? And then you print the, or you display the series like this with random numbers. You populate the NumPy and Panda series with random numbers. The random numbers are generated in a given range, and the data is populated in 10 rows and 5 columns. If you multiply 10 rows into
50
5, so
elements.
how many elements you have? You have total 50 elements. So what you see, you have populated the series with 50 elements that you see in your output screen. So what you see in the output screen, you see the data range or the series that is populated with 50 elements. Why 50 elements? 10 rows and 5 columns which are generated randomly. So how many rows and columns are generated randomly? 10 rows and 5 columns. So the series is printed or the series is displayed to be populated with these particular rows and columns, right? The
Sir, in
series,
this, okay, in this code, why this is s1 dot value underscore count?
that
Why
is
have
a
you to
that
add the columns? Is it?
yes, yes, it is a built-in function. It's
Okay.
built-in function, and we are just using or calling that particular function with our series S1 that we have created. Because the series S1 is using the PD or the pandas library. So value underscore count is a built-in function that we have called in the given series.
But sir,
So
why there is only 4? 1, 2, 3, 4? Because if you see the result, 0, 1, 2, 3, 4. No, that is that the result is because of that. S1
yes, 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 because the count, it will be from 0 to 4. That means the count
it
is
will be
5.
5. Okay, okay. If
Yes. So
the
if the
data
count is 5, yes, so it will generate the series in that particular range. Since the count is 5, it is going to generate the series in that particular order, right? Is
sir,
it
if
clear?
you move this, yeah, no problems. If you move this s1 dot value dot count below df data frame, then will there be any change?
Yes. Let us do that, and I'm putting it in a comment, right? Then we
Yeah.
see what is the output. The output is like this. It does not make any
Change.
significant
Yeah.
impact to our output. It is just a count value that we have predicted. But if I change here 10 comma 10, is it going to make a
Of
huge
course.
impact?
Yeah.
100 numbers.
If
100
I
number. Why 6? You know,
But
why 6
mm,
columns?
ne-
10 columns. 10
down.
columns.
It can go down.
0 to 9. Yeah.
it's just got down, right? Now if I write it here 8 comma 8, so what changes that we will get in the output
6
series or
total
the
elements and 8
that
rows.
is 8 into 8 will get 64, right? 0, 1, 2, 3 up to 7, that is the 64 randomly generated numbers populated in row and column.
So that means if you don't use s1 dot valued underscore count also, it's okay.
It's okay. It's not necessary that you use the underscore dot count. If you want to print what is it, then you can see what output that it returns. Suppose
Mhm.
if I want to print this thing, na, so you can see whether it provides us with any particular specific value. Is it providing us any value? No, it's not giving us any dummy value.
Yeah.
So let us make it as a comment rather than printing it or putting it in the code window, right?
Okay, sir. Fair enough. Understood.
Is it clear? Everyone is on the same page.
Just a
Now
second.
we shall proceed further. Now next what we do is that we are going to work on a data set. What is a data set is all about? It is a particular value that is in form of rows and columns. So what I'll be providing you is a data set, and we will be importing that particular data set in pandas, that is pd.read_csv file. So how to read a CSV file, how to import a CSV file, how to read that particular CSV file, that we are going to see. So what we are going to see here, we are going to see that if we have a CSV file, then how we can read a particular CSV file, or how we can go about with that particular CSV file. CSV file is a comma delimited file. So let me explain you what is a CSV file. So those who are done Excel, you must be familiar in Excel, the data is stored in a form of row and column. So if we have worked on an Excel worksheet, we can save that Excel worksheet as a CSV file. Suppose if you have taken an Excel worksheet, you can save that Excel worksheet as a comma delimited file. And what we can do, we can create a CSV file. So I'm showing you how to create a CSV file that we are supposed to import. Everyone can create a CSV file. So I'm sharing an Excel worksheet. So we all can create a small CSV file, and we can import that CSV file in pandas, or and then we can work on that particular CSV file. Could you see the Excel worksheet?
No.
No.
Yes, this is how I'll be just sharing an Excel worksheet. Is the Excel worksheet visible to everyone?
No, sir. No, yeah, now yes.
Yes, now, yeah.
Yes.
Now I'm going to create a small CSV file. CSV file means which will be a comma delimited file, and I'll put some key information in the CSV file intentionally, 4 or 5 or 10 rows, and these rows I'll be importing the CSV file in pandas. So how to create a CSV file? Suppose we have name, okay, of a student. Then we got the roll number. We got roll number. First we take the roll number. Second, we take the name, then we take the address, then we take the contact number, then we take the contact number, and we take an email ID, right? So how many rows and how many columns we will take? We got around 5 columns, right? In this CSV file, how many columns that we have? We have 5 columns. So let us mark it like this. And populate it with some values, right? 101, 102, 103, and you just drag it like this. So you get the roll numbers, and then you get the name. Suppose you give any name, Stephen, or you get John, or you get Harry. You can give your name also, Sam, Tom, any name. So I'm repeating these names, not an issue. I just want to populate it, right? And you can give any address: Dubai, Sharjah, Abu Dhabi. You can give Israel. You can give Palestine. You can give Baghdad. And then you can give and just drag it like this so that it is get populated, right? And then you give some contact number here, right? Any contact number, and just populate these things like this. Drag and drop, it automatically gets populated, right? And then you give some email ID and you try to populate those email ID. So how will you populate those email ID? Suppose you give abc@gmail.com. xyz.com, xyz@gmail.com, and then you populate these rows and columns like this, and you get a data set. Your data set is created. You can make it a bit bigger in size so that you can see what values you have given in your data set, and it looks pretty bright, and you can see all your data there very nicely. Okay, now you want to save it as a CSV file. Now go here,
Yes.
save as. Do you see a save as option, everyone? So when
Yeah.
you save your file, you have to browse where you want to save. You have to browse a location. Okay, suppose I want to save it in the C drive, or I want to save it in a folder. So I'll give a name to my CSV file. Suppose student is the name of the CSV file. Now it shows workbook. So instead of workbook, what we are going to see is CS.
CSV,
Can you see CSV, everyone?
comma separated.
Yes.
Comma delimited. Huh. Yes.
Comma delimited file. Now you save this CSV file. So what is happened? Your CSV file is saved in a particular folder or a particular location in your device, right? It's your data set. Now this CSV file is no more a CSV file. This CSV file is your data set. This is not a simple CSV file. This is a CSV file which is your data set, and you can go ahead and you can import your data set in your pandas. So this CSV file is no more a normal CSV file. It is a data set which you can go ahead and you can import in your pandas. So this is not no more a normal CSV file. This is a data set, right? So how we are going to import this data set? How we are going to import this data set? What process that we'll use to import this data set? So we import this data set. How? We'll go here, and I'll just stop sharing and go to the Colab so that I can show you how we are going to share this CSV file that we have created on our Google Colab window, right? So can you see the Google Colab window, everyone? Is it visible? Google Colab. I hope
Yes.
everyone can see it. Now, in the Google Colab, do you see this? There is a file option. Could you see there is a file option, everyone?
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Yes.
Now, when you click on the file, it gives you an option to upload the file. Upload the file, right? You click on
Upload
Yeah.
here,
more.
and then you go to the CSV file which you have created, right? Where you will be going? You're going to the
The
student
browse location.
browse the location. So the location is there, and your CSV file is now uploaded from the given location where you have created it. So your CSV file is browsed, and it is then created, or it is basically taken from the given location where you have uploaded your CSV file, like this. Okay. So what we have done, we created a CSV file, and then we have gone ahead and we have uploaded the given CSV file. Is it clear? Is
Yes,
it
sir.
clear? So now what is our target? Why we have done all these things? There must be a motive. We don't do without any motive. There must be some plan that we want to do. There must be some data set that we want to import. Everything goes with a logic. Nothing goes without logic. Okay, when we are programming or when we are doing data science, everything goes with a logic. So what is the logic of importing this CSV file? There must be some logic that we have imported this data file. So how we import the data file? So we have to give the location. We have imported the data file, so we give the location from where we have imported the data file. So we'll write like this. I'll take a fresh code window. Now this was the data file. I've uploaded data set. Now we have taken student. Student is in the content folder. So import pandas as PD. Import pandas as PD. df.read. df.read. What we are reading? We are reading the CSV file that we have created, right? And then we are using df.head. Means the first, since the data file doesn't have lot of rows, so we can take the first three rows and the last 3 rows, and we can display these 3 rows once we print, or we get the first 3 rows and the last 3 rows. Are we getting the first 3 rows and the last 3 rows? So the head command will give us the first 3 rows, and the tail command will give us the last 3 rows of any data set that you import. You can import any data set. You can work on any data set. So whichever the data set that you are importing and you are working with, what you can do, you can give this command which will allow you to import the data set and display the first or the last 3 rows in your data set that you wish or that you desire to see, right? These are the rows and column in your data set that you wish to see in your output, right? Yes, Aparna, any
So
doubt?
this pd.read underscore CSV is a command, right, sir?
Yes, it is a command. It is a
Okay.
command that helps us to read any data set. Now we have created this data set. This data set has got 10 rows and five
Hmm.
columns. Now
Hmm.
there may be, suppose if you're working as an intern, as a data scientist in a company or in an organization, and your boss has got a data set of around 10,000 or 5,000 people. So, and he asks you, upper now you do one thing, you import the data set of 10,000 people who are working in the organization, and you give me the record of first 500 people in the data set and last 500 people in the organization who are working. So Aparna has got a data set of 10,000 people, and she's getting puzzled how to extract the first 500 and the last 500 from the huge data set of 10,000 people who are working in the organization. So she can immediately import the CSV file, and she can give the head and tail command, which will allow her to provide the first 500 or the last 500 data in the organization of the people who are working. So this is how flexible the data set will be provided to you, and this will make you understand means how your data set is working and what command you are giving on the data set and how you are extracting the data from a given data set. So this is very important that you know how to extract, how to import a data set or how to import a CSV file, and how to extract the first 500 or the last 500 records from a given data set, and to find out how it works. Are we all on same page, guys?
Yes, sir.
So I have a question. So the read CSV function is
Yes,
assuming that the first row is the column header.
yes, the column header.
Okay,
Now,
if we did not have a column header, will it assume that the first row of the records is the column header?
yes, it will assume that you remove the column header from your CSV file, and then you import the CSV file, and then you display the CSV file with the head and tail command. You will see there is no column header that is provided because we have provided in the CSV file. That is why it is importing. Suppose, Khalid, I am giving this as a comment, right? I'm not printing this. I'm just printing the entire data set that we have
Indeed.
imported. Then you
Okay.
see it will give you all the records.
Yeah, but if you remove the column header from the CSV file
Then it
and
will be
do,
gone from there because it's in the CSV file it is showing. If it
Yes,
is removed from the CSV file, it will not show. You remove roll
agreed.
number, name,
But
address,
if we
contact
do
number.
tail 3, then it will actually use the first row as the column header, and then it will print the last 3 rows,
It,
right?
yes, it print the last
Ah,
3 rows.
okay.
And if you use the head, it will print the first 3 rows. So that is how we can work with the CSV file. And the CSV file can provide us with lot of references that we wish or we desire with the head and tail command, right? So this is however head and tail command playing a very, very important role. Now here what we can do is that rather than creating a CSV file, can't we create our own data set and we can use that data set or a data frame? We can do it the other way also. So let me show you the other way that we can do. So I'm going to a fresh window and I'm showing you how we can do it in the other way. So you got this pandas as PDs, you got my data set, and in the my data set you added the series student ID, name, contact number, address, and you created your own data frame which is customized as per your requirement. And the main thing here is that in this data set that you can load the data frame or the data set and you can display how it looks like. So this is the customized version. This is the header file that or the CSV file that we have created, which we have imported, right? Now, what is the agenda or the criteria that lies ahead is that now we know a lot of things with pandas. We know how to create a series. We know how to create a data frame. We know how to load a data frame. We know how to import a CSV file. We also know how to index the series in a data frame, and also we know how to manipulate it using numpy, that is using randomize function or something, or using a date function. So these, and the most important is the location. You can index, you can do slicing and dicing and indexing on pandas, which gives you a lot of flexibility in your coding. So what you can do, you can do indexing, you can do a lot of slicing and dicing in through your pandas. But there are certain commands that you can execute or you can find from your data sets. So what are these commands? How these commands will work? Let us see it in little bit of detail. So one is the data frame dot describe. So what is that? If I write df dot describe, what it is going to describe? Is it going to describe something that we could explore more about the data set? Let us see. So what it is describing? It is describing the descriptive statistics of roll number, count, mean, standard deviation, maximum, minimum, for 25 percentile, 50 percentile, and 75 percentile. Which function? Describe. If we are not using a describe function, and if we are using a shape or column or info, suppose I print, suppose we print df.info, df.info. So this will give us some information about the data frame that we have created, that what type of data, what type of object my data frame is storing in different rows and columns, right? So we can use info, we can use describe. Describe will help us to describe the data frame that we have created. Info will provide us with some information about the data frame that we have created. So we have the info and we have the describe. Now we want to see the shape of the data frame. We want to see the column of the data frame. We want to see the data type of the data frame. So is there any provision to see that? Yes, there is a provision. So there is a function shape, there is a column. So we print like that, print df dot shape. So if we go ahead and if we print, what we are going to print here, suppose we will be going here and we'll print df dot shape. So what we are printing here, we are printing the shape. So shape will give us what? The shape will provide us the dimension of the data frame. That means the number of rows and columns that we have in the data frame. Okay. If we want df dot column, so what will the print df dot column will provide us? Df dot column, right? So df dot column will give us the number of column in the data set that we are working with. So how many rows the data set has, how many columns the data set have, what are the data types. So df dot d types. So we can print df dot d types. So these are the information that can be extracted from our data set. So you can see, okay, df dot column will return the number of columns. So I think in the number of columns, lumns. So it is not columns, it's columns. So are we getting the column, the dimension? It has got 10 rows, 5 columns. So df dot shape is giving the shape of the data set that we are working. So we are working with a data set that has got how many rows and how many columns? It has got 10 rows and it has got 5 columns. Then what we have got? We have got the number of columns in the data frame. The number of columns in the data frames are how many numbers? All the columns, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And then what we got? We got the data type of each particular column in the data frame. The data type of the first column roll number is integer. The data type of the second column name is object. The third one is object. Fourth one is integer. Email is an object. So what we are able to do with these functions, we are able to describe the data set. We are able to get some information about the data frame, right? Now we can find out whether the data frame has got any unique value or not, whether the data frame has got any null value or not, because when you work on a data set, you need to know whether it has got any null value or any missing value. Because in data science, as a data science intern, or when you're working on an industry project, it's very important that you know how to clean the data set, how to transform the data set. So the data set that you are working should not have, the data set that you are working should not have outlier. It should not have null values. If your data set that you are working has got outliers and it has got null value, it will not return the value that you should be using for, right? It should not have null values. It should not have the outliers that you are working with. If your data set has got null values, if your data set has got outlier, it will not provide you the value that you are looking for, right? Are you getting it?
Yes, sir.
Clear? So how and in what way we can see the data set that we are using has got a null value or not? So we can write df dot is null. df dot is null is a function that will show whether the data set has got any null value. df dot null will show you whether your data set has got any null value or not. So you can find out whether the data set is null, is returning a true value. Is null is a particular function which you'll use in your data set. Which function you use? Is null. Is null is a function which will return true value if the data set contains a null value. And then you also have what? You also have is null dot sum, means null count by column. So how many columns have null values? That means how many column in your data set has got null value. So we can write like this: df dot is null dot sum. df dot is null dot sum will give a count of the number of columns having the null value. So we can write like this: print df dot, what we can print, df dot
Is null.
is null, and what we are going to calculate is null dot sum. So
Sum.
is null dot sum. So dot sum will give us the sum of the count. Sum of the count of what? Whether the data set has got any null value that we are trying to display. So is null dot sum. Now we run the code and we see the output. This is our data set, fine. This is our description of the data set, fine. This is our shape of the data set, 10 rows and 5 columns. This is basically the number of columns in the data set. This is basically the data type of each column in the data set, and this is, we are checking whether the data has got a null value. So none of the column has got a null value, all is returning false, false, false. That means they have some value. So the count of the null values column wise is also 0. Are you getting this?
Hmm.
Very, very important, because I'll what assignment I'll be giving is that I'll email you few data sets, and then on those data sets you have to perform these operations to check the null value, to print the first 5 value, to print the last 5 value, to describe your data set, to get the dimension of the data set, to get the data type of all the column in your data set, to check whether the data set has got a null value or not. So you're going to perform this manipulation on the data set. I'll give you two data set. One is the data set 1.csv file, and another one is the train.csv file. And both the data sets have got multiple rows and columns, and you're going to see for all these parameters in these two CSV files which you will be uploading, and you will work on these data set and try to manipulate those data set as per your convenience, right?
Yep.
Are we all on same page in this regard?
Yes.
sir.
So when you are working as a data scientist, or when you're working on any particular project, you're working on a data set, and it becomes very important and imperative for you to understand your data set has a null value or not. A data set, what is the count, what is the standard deviation, what is the descriptive statistics associated with that particular data set. If there lies any anomaly, then you should go ahead and you should fix those anomalies in your data set, that your data set should work properly and it should return you the proper result, right?
Hmm.
Understood? Is it clear?
Yes.
Yes. So enough for today.
Yes, you enough for
Saturated.
So my one last question. So for the last line, I was distracted. Is null.sum? So you're printing how many null values are is in the data set, right?
yes. How many null values in the data set? So the data set does not have any null value. Every row and column in the data set has got the value. So the null value is also always returned as false, 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 false.
Okay.
And then
And the
it
null.
counts is 0.
Oh, so it actually prints the full data set and it highlights where the columns are null. So is null as a word, as string, is considered as null, or is it only a blank string considered as null?
Null is a blank string, means you don't have any entries for that particular row and column in your
Okay.
data set. That is called as a null value.
Okay.
Means
Okay.
empty means null is nothing. There is nothing there in that particular missing value.
Okay. Do you
Can you
think,
also
Professor, that we have everything we need to start attempting the assignments now?
Yes, it's very important that you start solving those assignments which you have. And in case of any challenge that you are facing, we are always open for a discussion over here, and we'll discuss it. Not an issue at all. because for before discussing, the basic concepts should be very clear so that what we are discussing you can understand, right?
Yes. Thank you.
I hope guys you all enjoyed the session thoroughly, and it's very very practical and project oriented. So it will also help in your assignment a lot when you go through. And more depth you go, you'll understand how important it is. Okay.
Yes.
Yes, sir.
So
Yes.
so keep practicing, keep coding, and I'll share few data sets and I'll share few assignments on email that you guys need to solve and to email me back with the solutions, right?
Yeah.
Okay, sir.
Thank you.
Thank you,
See you
sir.
on see you on Monday and a wonderful weekend. Bye bye.
You too.
Bye
Thank you.
bye.
Bye.
Thank you, sir. Good evening, everyone.
Bye bye.
Good evening. Bye. Good night.
Bye bye. Good night. Yes, Namita, are you there?